Hey guys, this is going to be a quick video on how to replace the low and high beam bulbs in a 2012 Hyundai Genesis 3.8 sedan. So these are the parts that I got. One's going to be a low beam, a high beam, and rear license plate lights. This is what they look like. I believe these are the high beams. But yeah, so here are the tools. Basically what you're supposed to do is remove this 10mm bolt and then kind of remove this plastic shrouding, like these clips. That's what this little spudger is for. And then try and reach back and just pop them in. I've heard a lot of people on Facebook groups saying that you have to remove the bumper, but I'm going to try and get this done without removing a bumper. Okay, so once you remove all these clips, these two are screws, 10mm screws. I'll show you where they are. So there's one here, one here, one here, one here. The things on the top were these four. But that, and that, it should just pop off like this, right? So then just place that on the ground, and yeah, you have a little bit more access. Now, I think we're gonna have to remove this part, and then to do that, you're gonna have to unclip this connector, which is usually connected with this little clip, but I've already taken that off. And then on this side, I'm not so sure, but yeah. Alright, so I undid the airbox clips. Now I unloosen this. So I'm gonna pop this off so I can remove this whole thing. Oh, well, I'll still leave this one attached, but I'll just leave it like this, so I have a little bit more access here now. But yeah, as far as this side goes, I think I'm gonna just have to remove that for a little bit extra space, and then maybe I can get in this way. Alright, the next thing I'm gonna do is remove this thing, and so I'm gonna undo this and these bolts because this is kind of wiggly. It seems like I could just pull this whole thing off and get a lot more space here. Alright, so these were all 10mm, and once I took that out, it seems like I just have to wiggle this and this whole part comes out. Might be a good time to also clean this. I think my mom's one is really dirty because there's no undercarriage part here. We just removed that to make it a little bit easier for oil changes. But here you can see on the passenger side there's a ton of room now, so yeah. Give me a sec. Okay, so the low and high beam is this thing, which is right here. That's the high beam, and then in here it's this bigger thing. Let me try and flip the video. So basically the bulbs are in, and then you have to turn them counterclockwise once you remove this plastic part. So that's what that looks like. That's probably the high beam, and this is probably the low beam right here. Hey, so I actually noticed this difference. The one on the left is made in Korea. I don't know if you could see that. That's the new one. And the one on the right is made in Germany. I don't know if you can catch the writing. Maybe I'll have to turn off the flash. But yeah, so they changed where they made them, but I guess they're the same bulb, hopefully. Yeah. Actually, the bulbs look a little bit different. Like, it has this little crystal thing there. That one is made in Korea, the newer version, and the made in Germany version. As you can see, the little coil here is worn out. That's the used one. looks a little bit different because this has like two wires right here, and that one has like a 90-degree one over there. So they do look a little bit different. What's strange is that the box says made in Germany, but they're both made in Korea. So I don't really know what's going on. I mean, yeah. Oh, one more thing. If you have bulb grease, apply it to the connectors. It's supposed to help. You can see the instructions here. And yeah, onto the contact. For the bulb grease, what I usually do is I just put it in like this, and I just kind of do that. But maybe everybody has their own way of doing this. Alright, so these on the left are the old ones, and these are the ones on the right that are the new replacement ones. The whole made in Germany, made in Korea thing is kind of weird. You can tell that this one is a little bit worn out with the helix part. But yeah, the box for this one, which I believe is a low beam, says it's made in Korea, so it's not like this other one that says made in Germany and came made in Korea. That's kind of strange, but yeah, so here we go. Okay, so for these terminals, I have these little very small applicator brushes because it's tough to get in here with like a toothpick. So I'm just gonna kind of rub some on here and then kind of brush. Alright, so the driver's side is going to be a lot more tough than this side, which is completely open. So I think I'm going to start by unplugging this, though I don't know if this really wiggles. And then we'll see if that gives us enough clearance. Okay, so if you undo these 3 screws right here, it does wiggle, so I think this gives you enough space to get in here. So you can get that side and this side right here. Sorry for this angle, let me try and do this. So you could definitely get this. So yeah, that's just how it'll work. Alright guys, I was able to put everything back in. This wiggling was enough. So yeah, that's pretty much the end of the video. I guess you only really need to remove the bumper for fog lights, which are down here. But I wonder if you can also get in there. Well, maybe not. Maybe fog lights are the one you have to disassemble the front bumper for, because I assume that's what this thing is down here. But yeah, that must be silly. Yeah, anyways,